Good morning, children. Today we are going to do the first lesson of English literature for class 6. The name of the lesson is Meeting Cézanne. It's a French word. We do not say Cézanne. Literally, we call it Cézanne. 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 Okay. It's written by Sir Michael Morpurgo. Okay. He's an English author and he has written a lot of stories for children. Now, let us first begin with the setting of the story. Where is the story set? It is set in the southeastern region of France called Provence. You don't say it Provence, again a French country, French place, so Provence. Okay, now Provence is a lovely countryside. Now there is a small village in Provence and there is a small inn in that village. Now inn is a restaurant. It is run by Uncle Bruno and his daughter. Uncle Bruno has a daughter, Amandine. Though in French you say Amandine, but for your convenience you can also call it Amandine. So father and daughter are looking after the inn. Now these are one of the two characters of the story. Now there is one more character who is the important one. He is the main character. There's a boy called Yannick. He is related to Uncle Bruno, who is his uncle, and Yannick is the nephew of Uncle Bruno, and Yannick and Amanda are cousins. So Yannick is a boy, is very much fascinated about painting. Why? Because once his mother had shown him a portrait of a countryside painted by none other than Cézanne. Cézanne was a famous French artist or a painter who had painted this picture of a lovely countryside of Provence. So he had admired it so much and he had become an ardent, follower of Cézanne. He loved his painting so much. So as luck would have it, he got a chance to come and spend his summer vacation with Uncle Bruno and his daughter Amandine in that village of Provence. So that was luck because he had seen that lovely portrait of Provence. Now he got a chance to come there to spend his summer vacation. So he decided to help them in the work in the restaurant, like laying out the tables, serving the guests, or also sometimes doing the odd cooking for them in the kitchen. So he started working there. Now, as the characters have been introduced, the three main characters, Uncle Bruno and his daughter Amandine, who is running that inn, which is a restaurant, and Yannick, who is the nephew of Uncle Bruno and cousin of Amandine. Now, the story starts. So there is one evening when Amandine is in a rush. She is very excited. She tells her cousin Yannick, okay, come on, get the tables ready. One of our best customers is coming tonight to dine here in our restaurant and he's bringing along his friends with him. And she tells him that the best customer that she was talking about lived in a chateau. Chateau. The pronunciation is chateau, not chateau. Okay? This is chateau. Now, what is a chateau? It's a large French house or a castle. When Yannick hears from Amandine that the best customer lives in a chateau, he is intrigued, he is curious. So he asks her, is the customer very famous? And Amandine says, yes, he is very famous. So Yannick wanted to know more. He asks her, could you please tell me why is he so famous for? Amandine says, no, I don't have so much of time for all your questions. There is no time for this. You just get your tables ready. Now go from here. So Yannick doesn't have any idea who the best customer is. He just knows that he is famous and maybe he is very rich, living in a chateau. It's a large French house. So after a while, The customer comes in along with his friends and he sits at the table, and he is an old man. Okay, so the dinner is served, and after the dinner is served and after they finish their meal, the dessert is served by Yannick. Okay, he has prepared a dessert. Dessert means a sweet dish which people generally eat after having a meal. So the name of that dessert is crème brûlée. Again, a French dessert. It is made out of custard and topped with a layer of sugar. Okay, so this was prepared by Yannick. The customer seems to like it very much. He acknowledged that, and after enjoying that nice dessert, he leaves along with his friends. As soon as they leave, now the tables have to be cleaned up, cleared. So Yannick does it all the time. So what he does is, the tablecloth is made of paper. So he crumples that tablecloth into a ball and throws it into a fireplace. Okay, nearby. As soon as he does that, Amandine rushes towards the fireplace, calling Yannick a fool. She calls him a fool and says, "What have you done? Why have you thrown that paper into the fire? What mistake you have done right now?" She tries to pull it out of the fire, the burning paper, but she couldn't. It is already burned, almost done. Okay, ashes. And she becomes very upset. Now then she starts scolding Yannick. Amandine starts scolding Yannick. She tells him, "You are a fool to do that. You know who that customer was who had come, the old man that you saw, the best customer. He was none other than the famous painter. He's a very famous French painter. And whenever he comes to a restaurant, and whenever he likes the food very much, at the end of his meal, he will draw something on the paper tablecloth, which is a tip for my father. And today, you threw that tip, the painting which he had drawn on the tablecloth, into the fire. You destroyed it. What have you done?" Now, here, I just want to make it very clear. Tip is something, the form of money that we pay to the waiters, okay? Your parents, your relatives, your elders, or also you must have done in some restaurants. We do that. After we like the food very much, we seem to tip the waiters, the servers. But here, you try to think that what a piece of paper would do as a tip. You just understand that the person who drew it was a very famous painter. So, whatever picture he had drawn had some worth, value in terms of money. So that was the tip for Uncle Bruno, Amandine's father and Yannick's uncle. And that Yannick unknowingly had thrown it into the fire, and it was over. So Yannick feels bad, but he keeps on getting scolded by Amandine at that moment. The other guests who are there inside the restaurant, they stop eating and stay quiet because a lot of commotion had been created. Amandine keeps on shouting at Yannick. Hearing that commotion, Uncle Bruno also comes into the scene. Uncle Bruno comes there, and then he asks his daughter Amandine, "What is this commotion all about? What noise all about? Why are you scolding Yannick?" Amandine tells everything to her father. Says what Yannick had done, had thrown that tip, the tablecloth, into the fire, destroying the tip that the best customer had given it to their father. And Uncle Bruno asks Amandine in return that, did Yannick know about him? Did he know about the habit of that person? Whenever he used to like the meal very much, at the end of the meal he used to draw some picture as a tip for me. Did he know about that? Amandine could not lie to her father because, if you remember in the beginning of the story I mentioned, Yannick wanted to know about that customer from Amandine, but she did not give him any answers. So he did not know. So Uncle Bruno finds that out and then scolds Amandine, okay, instead of Yannick. He tells his daughter that Yannick is innocent. It was your fault, you did not tell him anything, so you cannot scold him. It is your fault. And then Amanda becomes very sad, and with a teary face, she leaves the scene. Uncle Bruno then tries to comfort Yannick, telling him that son, it is not your fault. Whatever happened, you did not know. But look at the bright side. He liked the dessert that you had made. You know, creme brulee, I told you, the dessert that he had at the end of the meal. So, maybe the tip or the drawing which he made at the end of the meal could have only been made for you, not for me. So, look at that bright side, okay? Be happy. So, everything's fine for that moment. Later on, when Yannick is coming out of the bathroom, he hears Amandine crying in her bedroom. Okay. He feels very bad. He approaches her and apologizes to her, saying, "I'm very sorry that I caused you so much of hurt. I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. I did not know." And Amandine says, "No, it's not your fault. The reason I'm so sad and so hurt because my father scolded me." My father, that is Uncle Bruno, doesn't scold Amandine so much over small matters. But today, she had done a big mistake. That's why she got the scolding. And that is why she's feeling very hurt. She felt insulted and she felt very bad. And then she smiles and tells, "Okay, everything is over now. Let's forget it. Let's bygone be bygone. Let's get it over with. Finished." Okay. But that night, as Yannick comes down and lies on the bed, he cannot sleep. He feels very bad, thinking that he caused a lot of trouble for both his uncle and his cousin Amandine. So he thinks that, okay, tomorrow I have to do something. He plans something to do in the morning. So early in the morning he wakes up and then he goes towards the chateau. Okay, he passes through the village and goes towards the chateau where that painter lived. He wanted to, set things right, correct his mistakes. So he reaches the chateau. Now the chateau, the large French house which I have already told you where that painter lived. Okay. He reaches there and then waits, hiding just outside the gate because a lot of people were moving about. He did not want anybody to see him. So he waits for his time, and when the way clears up, he climbs up the gate and gets inside the premises of the chateau. Now that chateau, that house, is surrounded by a forest, tall trees. He starts moving through those trees. Okay, starts moving through those trees to find that painter. Finally, he sees him, okay, sitting on the steps, a canvas right in front of him, okay, enjoying the sunshine, and then he was about to paint. He approaches him, and that painter is quite a bit taken aback, and he asks him, "Hello, young man, how come you are here?" Then Yannick asks him, "Are you the famous painter Cézanne that my mother used to talk about?" The painter, the old man, he looks very puzzled. He doesn't say anything. He adds on, "My mother is very wise. She told me that you are Cézanne, the famous painter." Because Yannick thinks, because he knew that this man was a painter, he thinks that he is none other than Cézanne. Cézanne was a famous painter. And that man smiles and says, "Yes, your mother is very wise, thinking that I am Cézanne. Yes, she might be right." Then he asks, "Why are you here? What do you want?" Yannick tells everything that happened the night before, the previous night. What had happened inside the inn after he left, he throwing the paper into the fire, and Amandine getting hurt, the scolding he got, and Uncle Bruno scolding Amandine. He tells everything. And then the man says, the painter says, "Okay, I remember you. You are the boy from that restaurant. Okay, very good, no problem. Whatever has happened has happened. I can make one more picture for your Uncle Bruno. Okay, so tell me, what does your uncle like? What kind of picture should I make?" And then he again changes his words. He says that, "Okay, don't tell me what your uncle likes. You just tell me what you like." He asks Yannick, "You tell me what you like, and then I'll draw the same picture on my canvas." Yannick says, "I like a picture of sailing boats." And the painter says, "Okay, here you go. I'll paint the picture for you." And he sets to work. And he does it very quickly, without looking here and there. Okay? Without looking down, here, there, full concentration, swiftly, smoothly, uses his brushes, and then he finishes the painting. And then he signs the painting at the end as Picasso. That puzzles Yannick. Yannick thinks that he is Cézanne. the famous French painter, but instead of signing the picture as Cézanne, he signs it as Picasso. So Yannick asks him, I thought you were Cézanne. Aren't you Cézanne, the famous painter? Then the old man says, how I wish I was him, but I am not Cézanne. So okay, now you have your picture. Now you can go from here. Now, to understand this, Cézanne lived long time before the time of Picasso. Picasso was also a great, famous French painter. He was inspired by Cézanne. Cézanne was the predecessor of Picasso. So, Cézanne had inspired Picasso. Picasso was also a famous painter, but he was not Cézanne. He lived in the past. Okay, and the boy Yannick did not know that. He always thought that this Picasso was Cézanne himself, but no, he is Picasso. And the one that he was confused with was Cézanne, whose picture his mother had shown him. Okay, now with this, we can come to the end of the story. Children, I have also made a PowerPoint presentation for you. There, you can see the summary of the story, you will see the text. The text is also there in the slides. You can check, and you can refer to this video anytime, many times over. Okay, and then at the end of the slide of the PPT, you will find exercises. Now, there are question answers, word meanings, multiple choice questions which you have to do. But first, you have to understand this chapter thoroughly. Do it, refer to this video, and then go through the summary, read the text, learn the word meanings, learn all this pronunciation, Cézanne, Provence, all these words, creme brulee, spellings, and be very, very comfortable about it. Okay? So keep on practicing and do your work. And lastly, I just want to wish you till the next time that we meet, stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you so much.